A new digital revolution is spreading across the industrial sector. The Internet of Things, clubbed with real-time data processing and analytics, have paved the path for the fourth industrial revolution. Organizations today are focused on harnessing this digital revolution to propel their growth through the 21st century. In their quest to achieve overall operational excellence and drive up productivity, organizations today have the daunting task of choosing the right technology partner.
Organizations today are rapidly embracing digital transformation, and those that are poised to gain significant competitive advantage as a result of it. Dell and EMC as a combined business is able to look at the entire IT spectrum, from the edge to the core to the cloud, and in so doing, under the banner of Dell Technologies and its family of businesses across Dell, Dell EMC, Pivotal, RSA, SecureWorks, Virtustream, and VMware, partner with organizations with a single objective: to take and work with organizations around their transformation around digital and also enabling human progress. It's also very important to be able to deliver this innovation in an economical way. And we're able to leverage our global supply chain to drive the costs down, not just for ourselves, but for our customers as well. So in so doing, we're able to drive innovation with fantastic and the latest and greatest products, while also keeping the cost and complexity down. Dell Technologies, as an umbrella and a family of businesses, is able to work with various organizations and partner with them on this digital transformation journey.
We're here with Vipul Waghela, Technical Director at BAPS, to talk about tech strategies for workforce transformation. With a twist, we're going to talk about volunteers here. Mr. Waghela, thank you so much for joining us. My first question to you, bringing spirituality into the digital age. How much of a challenge was that?
Very honestly, if you see technology, it's very neutral. It is how you use it. So if there is a good purpose of technology, spirituality should not shy away from it. And that's exactly what our guru believed. In mid-80s, we were designing Akshardham in Gandhinagar, and specifically those exhibitions which are very popular now. We were wondering what kind of technology or how we can present ancient wisdom depicted in our scriptures in this exhibition. So we wanted to come up with kind of a presentation which is very easy for viewers to understand. So a team of sadhus led by our current Guru Mahant Swami Maharaj, they underwent a detailed research of different technologies we can use in this exhibition. They found that yes, there are a lot of good technologies like digital projection, light and sound shows, audio animatronic shows, but most of those technologies were very widely used in entertainment world. So they were a little confused, and when they met our Guru Pramukh Swami Maharaj and expressed their concern if we can use this technology in our exhibitions, Pramukh Swami said very interesting thing. He said that why not, we can use that, we should definitely use that technology in a right way. If we can use right way, and if that technology can be used for the spiritual enlightenment, that is wonderful. We should definitely use that technology.
All right, let's talk about the multimedia shows. Are the multimedia shows designed by Akshardham executed in-house?
Yes, we are very blessed with able volunteers so that we can design those kind of multimedia shows in-house, and even not only just design but install them, execute them, and then continue running them and maintain them ourselves with our in-house team.
Could you give us a brief overview of the technological back-end involved, the kind of solutions which say you use from Dell to make sure that the multimedia shows go on?
When we started working on our first multimedia show back in 1992, we wanted to have 14 screens of projections and all these things, and definitely we needed some kind of a computerized system to do this kind of thing. At that time, I mean 1992, very early days, we ended up getting some kind of a compute power which met the requirement of that time. Then we started working on this water show in Gandhinagar as well as water show in Delhi. Most of the time, those kind of shows actually are run by heavy compute power servers or something like that. we calculated required compute power, and we felt that perhaps a precision workstation is more than enough to run those kind of shows. So we did careful analysis of what kind of compute power is needed, what kind of networking power is needed, what kind of IOPS are required, and then we choose right compute power or right platform like precision or Optiplex workstation or desktops to do those kind of things.
You also use Alienware for some of the
We have a very
products.
interesting story about Alienware. An evening before the opening of the water show in New Delhi, early morning around 4 o'clock, the controller from where we used to run the show suddenly failed. Usually when you program this kind of shows, you have your programming laptop from where you program, and then once the program is ready, you put it into a controller, and the controller will run the show. Around 4 o'clock early morning, the controller failed, and next evening we had a grand opening of the show. Fortunately, like in an IT industry, we had a backup controller, so we immediately deployed the backup controller and started putting all the shows into backup controller. Backup controller started working, but unfortunately within next half an hour the backup controller also failed. Now we had an opening in next 12 to 15 hours, and only thing left for us from which we can run the show for the opening was our Alienware laptop, so to say. Fortunately, Alienware is more like a gaming workstation or gaming laptop, so it was able to take the need of running an entire show with all different agencies involved, like laser projections, video projections, underwater fire, and all technologies whatever we have used in that show. So I think if it would have been any other laptop, we were not sure whether it would do the job at that point of time. But Alienware actually helped us a lot in making sure that our opening show ran very smoothly without any incident.
Mr. Waghela, talking about the wider media universe, you've talked about the multimedia shows. From a wider media universe, how is technology helping you?
One of our activities is to come up with spiritual publications in form of magazines or newsletters or periodicals. In 80s, we had letterpress, so everything was manual. Somebody used to work on the script and adjust all the letter sets, and then we used to use it to print our magazines and other stuff. In mid-80s, we started doing the digital typesetting. We had a couple of computers, we started doing the digital, and now we have a fully digital press. And if you see, the entire press is run on desktops like say Optiplex, doing all our digital typesetting and all these things. Earlier, which used to take about say 15 days to come up with a magazine, now in maybe say 2 or 3 days, we are able to come up with a publication. So that is how technology is helping us in our day-to-day activities like publications and other stuff.
And what are the challenges to implementing technology?
A lot actually. Especially with a non-technical background or non-technical workflow of our spiritual organization, implementing technology is always challenging. And fortunately, I would say we are blessed with good volunteers throughout the world, and they have a right mindset to come up with a right way of presenting something using right technology. Say for example, when we are working on water show in New Delhi, we had to transport HD videos from control room to few other locations, and very efficiently we wanted to do that. So a volunteer from LA flew down who was expert in this field and rendered his service to come up with this thing. All we needed was some kind of a workstation like Precision to do multiple outputs and send those video feeds to different locations. So yes, technology has its own challenges, but we are blessed with volunteers who are helping us to come up with the solutions for this kind of things.
Now, you see the bond between your organization and Dell not as a partnership but as a friendship. Could you expand on that?
If I am an IT house or if I am a corporate house doing IT, perhaps my answer to this would have been very different because a business would have been involved. Here, we are not business. My stand or our stand with the technology is very open in a sense that somebody we need to work with who is open to this relationship, this working style, that this way, this deal may not earn a lot of money, but in term it would reward a lot in terms of getting satisfaction of compute power used in a right way, or compute power used in the best possible way to reach to the needy ones, or to do a humanitarian activity, or to bring a social upliftment to a lot of those people. So yes, our friendship with Dell has always been good, that they can immediately understand the cause or the purpose of the activity we are undergoing and support us in whatever capacity they can.
So when it comes to Dell, you made the right choice. Would you say that?
I think Dell has been kind to us in understanding our needs and come up with the right solution. They don't push certain solutions what they want to sell, but they understand what we are needing and then tailor the need accordingly and help us coming up with what we want to achieve in a larger perspective.
All right. On that note, Mr. Vaghela, we'll conclude this interview. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much for giving us time for this interview.
Thanks for having me here.
You.
Thank you very much, Gautam.
Technology has drastically transformed the way we live and work. Breaking away from the shackles of being restricted to a confined space, the modern millennial workforce employs technology to take their work with them on the go, making them more productive while they better manage their time. Cognizant of this change, organizations embracing the fourth industrial revolution are helping their employees bridge the gap in achieving a perfect work-life balance.
So our current workplace construct, right, is something like I have a home and then I have a separate workplace, and what I do in the workplace is what is work. And I think my generation, safely you can say, I think we saw the turn of that whole thing blurring out, which means to say you don't have a specific workplace and you don't have a specific area on which you actually sit and work. You have mobile workspaces, you have people working from home and so on and so forth. You then see the current requirement, at least, where people are moving from work-life balance to work-life integration, and then technology plays such a large role in that, where you can literally work from anywhere. So in my mind, I feel in future technology will be the key determinant to determine how people actually react and reason out work versus life, right? Because the blur will become increasingly, I think, towards a point of integration where persons not able to distinguish what is life versus work, and they should be able to integrate both with much faster and better and cheaper means, and I think technology will be a key player there.
We're joined by Balan Sadasibam, Head of Technology Procurement at Tata Motors, to understand the nuts and bolts of driving workforce productivity using technology. Balan, thank you so much for joining us. Lots of questions for you. Let's start with the expanding usage of information through analytics. You're involved in greater usage of e-commerce with suppliers. You have strengthened the use of IT in manufacturing. Zooming out, could you give us the broad perspective of IT implementation in Tata Motors to drive up workforce productivity?
IT actually, as we progress in the manufacturing sector or any other sector, is playing a key role in organizations' effectiveness and how we move forward. So with respect to Tata Motors, from an IT perspective, there is 4 pillars I wanted to broach on. The first one would be an ERP system, enterprise resource planning, that takes care of all the business processes that go across the company. The second pillar is actually the customer relationship management, CRM, that takes care of how we interact with our customers, our extended family of dealers and distributors. So that is the second pillar of the IT framework that we have. The third pillar is in the manufacturing plant itself. We have the manufacturing execution system, the MES, that record the data of how the machines talk to each other, what kind of parts go into the vehicle, and record all these information. So that is the third part of the IT pillar. The fourth pillar would be from the R&D side, research and development side. We have the PLM, product lifecycle management, where all the design data gets stored and conceived through the life cycle of the program or the platform. So these 4 pillars form the basis for the IT setup in Tata Motors. And any new technologies we develop, anything that comes incremental, title, we'll take this as a baseline and we build on this baseline to make it a successful organization.
How else is technology supporting your business growth and competitiveness, especially when you look at this relationship between the dealer, supplier and the manufacturer?
So a few years back, probably there were difficulties. Right now, technology has progressed so much that it's great for us to have these kind of collaborative framework that is available, that we can use it seamlessly. We talked about the pillars, we talked about the CRM, ERP and those things. They form the core for this kind of integration. On top of that, any technology that we bring in is enabling us to share this kind of information seamlessly. Right. So it's really nice to have to be in this time and age.
Right. And Balan, innovation has percolated through your organization in many ways. Let's talk about employee communications. There's that use of an enterprise social networking platforms. You've got webinars. So lots of ways to drive up a productivity when it comes to employee communication. So what could you expand on that, how those efforts have helped you become a better employer and of course a better servicer of customers?
Tata Motors, we have 7 plants in India. And a lot of people in different parts of the departments go to different cities, and you won't find the same person in the same location anytime. So gone are the days when we have to have these meetings to make decisions, to talk about current issues and do all these things. So we have enabled platforms where people can seamlessly talk to each other anytime they want to. So this kind of collaboration, this kind of technology that we have adapted where we can collaborate, it's brilliant. So say what used to take 3 years to develop a product and bring it to the market, it's shortened the time frame immensely, because a lot of these decisions that will expect people to be on board, it's not happening. It's happening instantaneously. So technology is helping us immensely to make this thing happen.
It's interesting that you mentioned that Tata Motors does allow access to employees to enterprise data over a variety of devices. Do you see that as a productivity driver?
Definitely. R&D folks want to have devices that are little more powerful, where they can do a lot of activities on their laptops, the powerful laptops. And we have GDC, which is our shared services, where everyone is stationary, so the kind of devices that they have is different. And we have the mobile workforce that is looking for tablets to talk to the dealerships and talk to the customers, and everyone has a mobile. So it is important for us to allow people to access documents and internal information on their devices. So we have enabled all these information to be able to access in those devices, and it's working out fine. So if somebody is not feeling well that day, it's not a day lost. People can work from home. If they want to take an appointment for the doctor, and they can take the appointment, work from home, access all the information on their mobile device, and get it done. Say in a city like Mumbai, going from one location to another location took 2 to 3 hours. So no point actually making employees to come to work when they really can do a lot of the work from outside. So a lot of these things we have enabled, and it's been well appreciated by the newer workforce as well as the folks that have been in with us for the last 20-25 years.
So we'll come to the final leg of this interview. Now, Dell has been extremely proactive when it comes to deciphering trends around workforce productivity. You mentioned some of the challenges when it comes to that, when you use technology to drive up workforce productivity. How do you see Dell playing a substantial role in addressing and helping you address those challenges?
As an organization, when we want to get market share, when we want to build great products, when we want to do a lot of things, it is very important for us to have great partners. And in that partnership, Dell is one of our strategic partners. Crux about having a great partner is their strategic outlook for the next 3, 4, 5 years should align with our strategic outlook in the market. So we have identified some of the partners, strategic partners who have alignment in those ideas. And a lot of the times it helps for us if companies like Dell come back to us and say, hey, we interact with you day in and day out, and these are the things you're using, and these are the things that's available with us. So proactively we get feedback from them to say these are products that are available which you could use. So that kind of proactive work from partners is always welcome, and very happy that we've been seeing that kind of proactive work from Dell.
All right, on that note, we'll conclude this interview. Balan, thank you so much for giving us time and, of course, for sharing insights on how the future of work would look like. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.